Hi everybody, welcome to this week's weekly briefing here on our Mayfield TV YouTube channel. Here's the headline news from school this week. First of all, a little bit of good news. Paul Lee, our one-to-one piano music instructor, has been in touch with school and he'd like to offer some fresh one-to-one tuition music opportunities again to families and individuals from June onwards. Paul's going to be making contact with families and school directly in the coming week or so, outlining costs and details of it. But if you're interested in your child having some music lessons, piano lessons in particular, then let us know, respond to the letters that are coming out, and Paul will then be in touch accordingly. So watch out for music tuition lessons that are coming back on board, fingers crossed, from June onwards. Second piece of news for the week, we had our first Zoom call session on Wednesday for families that wanted to have that check-in during this time when we're more distant and we can't talk as much. We've put in 2 lots now of these Zoom call opportunities for those families that wanted them. A small number have done that. We've had half of them this Wednesday. We've got another half to come next Wednesday. I think they're a nice opportunity. So, you know, if you've missed the first week and you're desperate to chat, then please let school know there are some spaces in the second week session that's coming up this Wednesday. Just a note on that, if people are late to sessions or they miss sessions, then obviously with the timetable that we have, we can't really hang about with that. We've got a few minutes in hand afterwards which we've planned, but if people are very late or they don't appear for their meeting, we'll have to assume that that's something at your end and therefore you'll be in touch should there be anything you want to ask. Because obviously we're going to stick to a fairly tight Zoom timetable. It doesn't really allow for lots of late carryovers. So just be aware of that when you come to your allocated time. Next piece of information is around Mayfield Together, our staff, parent, community fundraising group, which refreshed itself in February last year and had a fresh launch meeting, setting out some goals, some aims, some priorities, and then COVID struck and took the whole diary and meeting schedule away, and of course any sort of fundraising event with it. We're about ready to start having these meetings again. I think, you know, the climate is there, and I'm conscious of May 17th being the loosening of further restrictions. So I've been chatting with some members of Mayfield Together, and we're going to have a socially distanced meeting in school on Wednesday the 19th of May at 6:30 p.m, so a couple of days after the restrictions opened up, which we felt was sensible to do. We want to do that in person. We think this sort of event needs to be in person. It's early days with it, so we'll choose an appropriately sized room for that, and we have plenty to choose from. Everyone is welcome, everybody. If you want to get involved in the fundraising side of school, if you want to work with staff in a sort of different light from the simple parent-teacher relationship, if you want to help raise funds for our shared goals and our next development, our next project in school, this is the opportunity for you. If you've been a parent in our school 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 years, 6 years, come along. Reception parents, year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come along, have a drink with us, have a chat, and talk about those fun elements of school where we can just fundraise and spend time together. So it's a bit of a second relaunch, a post-COVID relaunch, and that's Wednesday the 19th of May in school at 6:30 p.m. There'll be a number of staff here as part of the group, and we would love to see you. Next piece of information, I did put out last week, I believe. I do lose track of time. I'm sure you're all like me sometimes. You lose track of days, particularly bank holiday week. Mrs. Cross, our long-standing teaching assistant, leaves actually today, Friday the 7th of May. And it's rather sad time for us because she's been in school for a generation, 34 years. And this is her last working day as after a period of quite serious ill health. She's come back successfully, but it's a large commitment working with children at the pace we do 5 days a week. So Mrs. Cross has just decided it's time to have a look at something different. She's been able to secure that, and we wish her good luck for the future. And we offer a huge thanks for 34 years of service. And although we can't get the community together to say a very public thank you today, there are things that we'll be doing to offer our thanks and appreciation to a very valued friend and a very valued colleague. So thank you, Mrs. Cross. And my last piece of news, next week, quite a momentous week, because it's our first outdoor field trips since we reopened. We've been able to get the go-ahead to do the local Year 5 field work, land use walks into St Anne's. We've kept it local. It fits in with our Victorians on Sea study, and we'll be having a wander around on Wednesday and Friday, taking a look at the use of land and the landscape and the design of the town as part of the Victorians topic. But it's quite a momentous moment, just getting out of school with a group and having a walk into town. So we think the guys will enjoy it, and the Year 5 parents have had correspondence about that, and that will be the start then of further trips to come. But we're keeping it sensible, we're keeping it local, partly because that's our curriculum, but also because that's a sensible thing to do at the moment. So fingers crossed that all goes well next week, and I'll be on those trips as well to see how they proceed with the children. So that's this week. Lots of busy things happening. Lovely to see that we can open some more doors and just gently open up a little more here and there. We just need those infection figures and the related data to stay down to give us all an opportunity to find normality, don't we? Okay, well, take care. Have a nice weekend, and I'll speak to you again next week with more news and stories from around our fabulous school. Take care.